What's going on, everybody? This is Stephen Coss for Current Vista Productions, and in this video I'm going to show you some out-of-this-world chords. So let's jump right into the video. It's going to be a good one. Check it out. Alright, so here is our first chord, and it was the chord that I was playing in the beginning, in the very intro. And so basically what this chord is a C major, or a B major, sorry, stacked on top of a C major. So I'll show that to you starting from the bottom going up. C, G, E, F sharp, B, D sharp. So you have that B major chord in the second inversion over a C major chord. It has this kind of major sound to it, but also has this dissonance in it. So it's kind of like a mixture. And a lot of that has to do with the spacing of the chord, the spacing of the dissonance. So what do I mean by that? You have right here, then the F sharp. See, this all still works as a great C major 7 sharp 11 chord, right? But we're throwing in that D sharp on the top. That's the dissonance. And it's being created because this D sharp and this E are half step apart. But they are separated by some distance. Hence why the chord has this dark sound at the bottom, and then this dissonance that kind of just rings with it. How would you resolve this chord? By going to a B major 7. Here's my B major 7. Here's how I voice that. B, F sharp, D sharp, F sharp, A sharp, D sharp. And it's very nice voice leading as well when you do it like that. Here's our B over C. It's resolving to the B major. So that is a nice juicy chord. Again, it's just stacked triads. So let's check out another chord, which is another stacked triad. All right, here is our second chord. And so this chord, let me first show it to you. It's a D over an A flat. So here's how I voice that, bottom to top. A flat, E flat, A flat, A natural, D natural, F sharp, and G sharp at the top. This chord sounds really nice when you resolve it to a D flat major 9. Here's how I voice that. D flat, A flat, E flat, C, E flat, F, A flat. That is your very nice voicing. So let me show that to you again. You can voice this also like this by doing the A flat and the G flat on your left hand. And of course your right hand covers these notes. So this is very nice because you have, here's that separation of dissonance I was talking about earlier. You got a half step here, regular D major chord. Then you got an extra A flat on the top. A little bit of extra dissonance in there. That one more has a lot of closer dissonance, but when you resolve it is where it's going to sound nice. You could also resolve it to G major 9, because that's the tritone substitution of D flat. You could use this in a 2-5-1, for instance. So it kind of adds in this tension release kind of thing. So I love that chord. Let's go to another stacked triad. All right, here's more of a quicker one. This one is basically a C chord over an F. This is one of my favorite chords. And I love this one. It's an F major 9. Because we have our root, our third, fifth, 7, right? And our 9. And we have an extra fifth in here. And it has this resonance, this brightness to it. As opposed to, you know, a really dark chord like that. Even if you play this one lower, it still has this brightness to it. Very nice. So take that one and then you put it into all the keys that you need. It's been a while since I've done this one. And you take them into all the keys and it sounds really nice. If you take that original chord we did, put a D on the bottom, that creates a beautiful D minor 9. If you really want to get extravagant, you can do D, that same chord, and put a nice G major on the top. That G major just fits within all of our D Dorian scale. Anyways, let's move on to our next chord. This next one comes from Robert Schumann. We're actually going to go into a couple of classical examples, and I'll use them within a jazz context too. So this first one sounds like this. This comes from Robert Schumann, Opus 82 Forest Scenes of 1849. Let's check out, it's this one voicing that I was reading through it the other day, and I thought it was awesome. So here it is. What is this? This is basically a G fully diminished over a D5. And this voicing, Beethoven has done it before, and whenever he would just draw out as much space as he could on the 5 chord leading to the 1. So this is kind of an example of it. And if we take this chord and resolve it just to D major, sounds really nice. For doing it in a jazz context, you might want to do something like this. And that's just basically a D major 7, sharp 11. So we got our D5, D, F sharp, sharp 11, major 7, and our third on the top. We could take away the third, but that was also part of the chord before that. So it's nice to do some voice leading. In particular, this is kind of like a pseudo A7 over D. And we always try to resolve the 7 to the third of the 1 chord. Boom. 7 to the 1. Pseudo A7, D major. Anyways. Thank you, Robert Schumann. Let's go to example from Chopin. All right, so here is an example from Chopin. It is from Chopin's Polonaise, Opus 53, in the intro. So here is what the chord is. And this is basically a C sharp minor over A flat 5. How he voices it is what makes it have this really out of this world sound. So he puts the 5 on the bottom, that's key 5, the root, the 5, all right, E natural, A flat root, the 4th, and then he's taking that flat 6. Or you can think of it as a C sharp minor over an A flat 5. This is a very nice sounding chord when you resolve it to this chord, a D flat major 9. That works because this is still kind of like functioning as a 5 chord to a 1 chord. It's the A flat 7 over C sharp minor. Or you can resolve it to a minor chord. That sounds nice. Let's go on to another chord. Let's check out a chord that comes from Scriabin. This is called Scriabin's Mystic Chord. So I was listening to a Robert Greenberg lecture, and he was talking about Scriabin's Mystic Chord. And I thought to myself, oh, I'm doing a chord video. What does that sound like? At the time that Scriabin came out with this chord, this is pre a lot of advanced jazz harmony. This chord kind of existed, and it didn't necessarily want to be resolved to anything, and it just kind of was a chord that could just sit back and relax and just not really have to function and move somewhere. So essentially, when I hear this chord, I think, well, I want to resolve it to this. But again, harmony has advanced a lot since then, and of course I have the advantage of having the sound in my ear from the advancement of music theory, blah, 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 whatever. Either way, this mystic chord is not so mystic. And if we're looking at it from a theoretical standpoint, essentially this is a D7 with a D7, a regular 9, and a flat 13. And here's how we know that. Here's the root, here's the 7, here's the 3rd, here's the 5th, here is the regular 9, and here is the flat 13. All these notes stacked together essentially form that chord. It's just arranged in a particularly neat arrangement. It resolves to, I think this chord sounds great. A D flat major 7 with the 7 on the bottom. It's very nice voice leading. Everything moves down nicely. I like adding the root. Creates a little more tension, a little bit of spice. So within the context of a 2-5-1 in D flat, so there you go, Scriabin's Not So Mystic Chord. With all respect to Scriabin, of course. All right, well, there you go, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want another video like this where it's a little bit advanced, but let me know in the comments if you like this, if you want more. I love to teach advanced piano. I have a video coming out called Voice Leading for Beginners. So, and what I mean by beginners is someone who just wants to sit down and not just play your standard chords, but wants to learn more. That video is coming out soon. But if you like this video, leave a like, comment down below. If not, no worries. Consider subscribing. If not, again, no worries. And I hope you have an awesome day. This is Stephen Coss for Current Vista Productions. Thank you.